I was diagnosed, I wasn't sure of my diagnosis. I was in and out of hospital on several occasions. They thought I had an ulcer, different things. And I was in for quite a long amount of time when they realised I had something to eat because I couldn't eat. I had a line fitted through my neck, it came out here, and it was TPN. I had to be fed through liquid. And I had an operation to remove the ovary because they'd realised through a CT scan that I had ovarian cancer, but that's all I thought I had. So I went home, went back the next week for the operation. I went in and they removed the ovary. They prepared me for a stoma and they'd done biopsies. And they didn't know if I'd need a hysterectomy. They didn't know where it was at this point.
At its worst, how bad was it?
Oh, I had 6 weeks to live without treatment.
And it had gone?
It was all secondary, what this is. It was in my small bowel, which was inoperable, incurable. I had 3 big tumours in there. The whole of my stomach was speckled in spots of cancer.
What were you told?
Basically, it wasn't operable. It wasn't curable. Chemo might buy me time. Hopefully, they'd be able to get me eating before I died.
Oh, my gosh,
So
how horrible for you.
I went back up to the ward. I just wanted to get out of the hospital. I went to the pub with my friend, my best friend, Annette, and I just sat outside the Red Line in my pyjamas. I had a PICC line in my arm here at this point, which eventually got sepsis with my first lot of chemo.
Oh, gosh.
And then I carried on. Well, my friends had researched the oil from Rick Simpson.
So this is Rick Simpson. He claimed that his skin cancer was cured by taking this cannabis oil.
He was the founder of it that realised that it actually cures cancer, and it's the THC that eats the cancer. So
and this is the bit that's illegal.
They won't. I don't know why they won't legalise it here when
because
it is
this is the bit that produces
countries.
the high.
Yes.
So that's
people are far worse drunk, aren't they? Really, if people are going out drinking, they're in more trouble than they are because this makes you really relaxed, chilled, sleep.
However, the first time you tried it,
I was giggly.
Yes,
but not aggressive. It's never made me like. If you can have a drink, people are aggressive, they fight, but this has never made me feel aggressive, tired, laughy, giggly. And if you drink with it, it's not good because you hallucinate.
How do you take it?
I take it in a little capsule. I bought these online. I squirt it in there, and I don't like the taste of it.
And this is it. This is the oil. This is the oil. So that's about 5 mils.
That's not 5 mils.
Oh, sorry.
5 mils is there.
Oh, OK, so that's 3 mils.
Yeah.
And you normally buy it in, am I right, in 5 mil?
5 mil syringe.
OK.
Yeah.
And it's £250 to buy that.
Yeah.
And how long would that last you?
Probably about between 5 and 6 months. I do take a bit more now because in August, when I got sepsis in this line I had taken out, I decided then I wasn't going to have, because I was on chemo 3 days a week, every 2 weeks, attached to my line, and I'd had enough at that point, and I just went, I don't want this anymore. And I hit the oil every night, and I was playing with it because I didn't want to take it. I didn't like the feeling. And I didn't know if it'd really work. I was a bit sceptical, to be honest. Well, my next scan then, when I'd only had like 1 lot of chemo, and then I had a scan, and the results were absolutely astounding. It's all gone. In my pelvis, ovary, stomach, small bowel, the tumours have gone.
God.
There's a little bit left in my gastric stomach.
There are a number of occasions, we've interviewed people on the sofa here. How come at this stage we know so little about its curative effects?
Essentially because the government hasn't allowed people to take it and use it for these purposes. As far as cancer is concerned, there's around 20 to 25 years of evidence from tissue studies, animal studies, and anecdotal reports like Joy's here of quite remarkable, very profound effects, and up to the level of cures in some cases. But there's been no controlled clinical trials, no double-blind clinical trials.
But I don't understand why, because I'm assuming that treating with cannabidiol would be cheaper than the vast amounts of money that are used for chemotherapy.
But is that why? Is that part of the reason?
Well, if you're if you've got to mind for conspiracy theories, then, you know, people accuse Big Pharma of being quite opposed to cannabis legalisation because it would potentially eat into their profits. But in terms of cancer, what the animals and the tissue studies have shown is that it causes the cancer cells to commit suicide. It's a process that's known scientifically as apoptosis, which basically is called programmed cell death. And it also prevents or reduces the level of the blood supply to tumour tissues, so it tends to sort of shrivel them at one level and then sort of knock them out completely at the other.
How important
Can I just say, though, it doesn't work for all cancers.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work for all individuals. So one cancer in different individuals might have different effects, and different people have got different susceptibilities to cannabis.
How important is this THC? Because we've got a Home Office spokesman said that a CBD product which contains any trace of the psychoactive compounds that are found in cannabis, such as THC, therefore unlawful to possess and to supply. I mean, you're breaking the law. How essential in the product is the THC?
There are different, obviously, for different medical conditions, the cannabinoid balance is changed. So for epilepsy, for instance, CBD is the compound that you're really after because it's anticonvulsant, and it's also that is actually legal in this country.
Legal, yeah.
THC is the one that has the effects on things like multiple sclerosis, on the sort of cancer, on various other conditions, and pain relief particularly, and that's the one that's illegal because it gets people high, and the government regards people getting high as a very serious side effect, whereas the individuals that take it, some people regard it as an adverse effect, some people will regard it as a beneficial effect.
Joy, I mean, as we've just discussed here, you are breaking the law. Do you worry about getting into trouble with the police?
Not at all. It's my life. When your back's against the wall and you get told you've got 6 weeks to live, you'll try anything.
Yeah.
And I'd never touched a drug in my life, but, you know...
And will you continue to use it?
I will, yeah.